Hi, welcome to 7 Facts, the channel where you get to watch a video about every single country on Earth. In today's video we're going to talk about Montserrat, but do remember that there's a playlist containing all the British territories, so be sure to check that out too. Also, please remember to subscribe if you wish to see the 2 new videos I upload every Wednesday and Saturday. First, let's clarify one thing. This video is not about the mountain called Montserrat, which is in Catalonia, Spain. We are talking about the Caribbean island Montserrat, which is a British overseas territory. Okay, now that that's out of the way, we can start the video. Montserrat is one of the countless small islands that make up the former British West Indies in the Caribbean region. It measures only 11 kilometers in width and 16 kilometers in length, so it's not exactly a big place. If you've ever wondered which of the Caribbean islands is the Emerald Island, this is it. It's called as such because of its shape that roughly resembles the shape of Ireland and because of the Irish ancestry of many of its inhabitants. When Christopher Columbus was sailing in the region in 1493, he passed Montserrat after being told that the island was unoccupied due to the repeated raids by the fearsome Caribs. Montserrat remained largely unoccupied until the 1630s, when a wave of Irishmen settled the island. Due to the historical affiliation of Ireland with France, the settlers actually invited the French to claim Montserrat. However, no troops were ever sent by France to maintain control, so shortly afterward, the English captured it and gained control over it. In 1667, despite the seizing by force of Montserrat, the English confirmed their claim by declaring it a colony acquired by settlement. On July 18, 1995, the previously dormant Soufriere Hills volcano in the southern part of the island suddenly became active. The eruptions that followed destroyed Montserrat's Georgian-era capital city of Plymouth. Between 1995 and 2000, 2/3 of the island's population was forced to flee, primarily to the United Kingdom, leaving fewer than 1,200 people by 1997. To this day, the volcanic activity still continues, mostly affecting the vicinity of Plymouth, including its docking facilities and the eastern side of the island around the former airport, the remnants of which were buried by flows from volcanic activity. So as I said, Plymouth, the capital city, was destroyed by the ongoing volcanic activities. Constructed on historical lava deposits near the then inactive Soufriere Hills volcano, the town was evacuated when the volcano resumed erupting in 1995. Plymouth was abandoned permanently in 1997 after it was burned and mostly buried by a series of pyroclastic flows. For centuries, it had been the only port of entry to the island, but those days are over now. Plymouth is still the de jure capital city of Montserrat, making it the only ghost town that serves as the capital of a political territory. A new town and port are being developed at Little Bay, which is on the northwest coast of the island. While this construction proceeds, the center of government and business is at Breda. Contrary to what you expect from a Caribbean island, Montserrat actually has few beaches due to its narrow coastal plain. With one exception at Rendezvous Bay, most of the beaches that do exist have mainly grey or brown sand because of their volcanic origins. But don't worry, it's just as soft and comfortable as any other beach. If you're into snorkeling and diving, there are coral reefs and an abundant marine ecosystem for you to enjoy. If you prefer to remain on land, keep in mind that only 1/5 of the island is still forested. Most of the lush vegetation that once covered Montserrat was destroyed in the eruptions. While you're visiting, be careful not to wander into the restricted areas, where the volcanic activity can still endanger your life. So as you can see, Soufriere Hills majorly affected the island. Montserrat's bad luck actually began in 1989, when the devastating Hurricane Hugo practically leveled the settlements. Just a few years later, when Soufriere Hills erupted, the local economy virtually collapsed, especially when Plymouth, the main commercial center, was permanently abandoned. Since then, Montserrat has relied heavily on British and Canadian aid to build a new infrastructure and even provide basic services. Add to this the fact that most of the island's agricultural land was destroyed or made inaccessible by the eruption, and you'll understand just how unfortunate this small nation is. Despite this, the local population did recover, and today about 5,000 people once again call Montserrat their home. Before the island's series of unfortunate events, Montserrat used to be home to one of the greatest record companies, Air Studio. Founded by Beatles producer George Martin in 1965, the studio opened its doors in Montserrat in the mid-70s. Huge names like Elton John, Jimmy Buffett, Dire Straits, Paul McCartney, The Police, The Rolling Stones, Black Sabbath, Duran Duran, and many others recorded many of their albums on this small Caribbean island. After Hurricane Hugo devastated the island in 1989, the studio was severely damaged and thus forced to close. The buildings are still standing though, but just barely, so I wouldn't venture inside if I were you. And there you have it. These were 7 facts about Montserrat. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. Share your thoughts downstairs in the comment section, and afterwards check me out on Facebook and Twitter. A good way to offer more support to this channel is through Patreon. The link is in the description. I hope to see you next time. Bye.